The calmer you look, the louder your mind becomes inside. Everyone sees control, but they never see the chaos. You sit quietly, observing numbers, patterns, shifting possibilities everywhere. But inside, every outcome is already playing out simultaneously. You don't react fast because you've already reacted internally. And that's where most people misunderstand you completely. Why do you prepare for things that might never happen? You build backup plans for situations that barely exist yet. You stay calm during collapse, yet panic over small disruptions. It doesn't make sense on the surface, but what no one tells you is this: your mind wasn't shaped by comfort. It was shaped by absence, unpredictability, and silent responsibility. You learned early that stability could disappear without warning, and your brain never forgot that lesson. Picture a quiet house, empty, waiting, watching you enter, a key around your neck, heavier than it should feel. No guidance, no safety net, no one checking if you're okay, just you, making sure everything stays under control. This is where your pattern begins forming quietly. Your brain becomes a prediction machine, not just a thinker. It scans for risk, even when nothing looks dangerous. Every decision feels like it carries hidden consequences. Every silence feels like it might mean something important. So you adapt. You become reliable, composed, always one step ahead mentally. But that adaptation never turns off, even when the danger is no longer real. Why does your mind keep scanning for threats that aren't there? Because safety was never guaranteed when you needed it most. So now, your brain refuses to trust stability completely. This is called defensive pessimism, but it feels like realism. You expect problems, so they never catch you unprepared, and that's where things change. You start controlling small things obsessively for emotional security, while silently accepting massive uncertainties you cannot influence. You check details others ignore without even realizing it. You read between lines no one else even notices. Your awareness becomes sharp, almost exhausting at times, because your mind never truly rests. You're not overthinking. You're running simulations your brain believes are necessary. But here's the hidden cost most people never talk about. You slowly disconnect from ease, from softness, from trust itself, because control feels safer than surrender ever could. You show up for everyone, solve problems, carry invisible weight daily, but asking for help feels like losing control completely. And that creates a quiet kind of loneliness. You become someone others depend on, but rarely understand, and you start forgetting what it feels like to relax. Why does rest feel uncomfortable instead of peaceful? Because your nervous system associates stillness with potential danger. If nothing is happening, something might be about to happen. So, you stay alert, even when life is stable. But this is where most people misunderstand themselves. Your mind isn't trying to hurt you. It's trying to protect you using outdated survival rules. Rules that once kept you safe in uncertain environments. Rules that no longer match your current reality. And that realization changes everything slowly. You don't need more control to feel safe anymore. You need to teach your body that safety already exists. You begin noticing when fear isn't based in the present moment. You question whether every tension actually requires your attention. You allow small moments of ease without expecting collapse. And that's where the shift begins quietly. Not by removing your awareness, but softening your response to it. Because your strength was never the problem. It was carrying it alone for far too long. And maybe the truth is simpler than you expected. You were never broken. You were trained by circumstances you didn't choose. The house isn't empty anymore. And maybe you don't need to hold the key so tightly now.